Hello everyone. Today we will see how we can allow Azure storage files over virtual machine. So in your organization, if you're doing DevOps job, you will be getting some request that hey, I have this particular VM machine, but there is an Azure storage account, and this VM resource needs an access of this storage account, so that it can read it from here and do any kind of reading operations. Even we can perform the write operations even. So we can write anything, we can read anything from here. And any Jira ticket raised to you as a DevOps engineer, then probably you will allow any particular storage account resource. This is again, these are the resource we called in Azure language. Now there are other resources as well on the same virtual net. For example, you have something database, Cosmos DB, probably, right? But you don't allow that one. You allow this one only, storage account. So how do we can achieve this thing? It's very simple. I'm going to show you how do you can achieve this particular thing. For that, let's go step by step. First, we'll create a virtual machine. So we'll type virtual machine and go to the resources. Create a new resource, virtual machine. Use subscription where it is a free or whatever it is. For me, it is a Azure subscription one. We'll create a new virtual resource group under which it comes. So I'll call it my first BM RG, or let's call it BM RG, as simple as it. We call it as a my first BM. Okay. We have this region assigned. We can change it even. Let's see whether it is required to change it or not. This is availability option. So you can select the availability zone. By default it will be there. There are multiple zones over there for this particular reason. Then you select the image, so you can select this one, but it automatically comes up. So let's go back and see why it is not. Let me create again. We'll call it BM RG. RG stands for resource group. Let's simplify. You put hyphen RG so that every resource group, by looking the name, you can visualize that it's a resource group. My first VM. Okay, let's select US East to US. Okay, now you see the image is loaded. This 24.0.4. You can change it even. There are multiple OS you can select off. Mm, okay, so the image is there. Now let's select the size. So I'm using the free service, free tier. I have some credit received for 1 month. So for this, you always choose this standard B2 ATS for the free access. Then you enable the SSH public key. Put your username. By default it says your user. You can change it even. Generate new SSH key pair. Yeah, during SSH login we need to have that one. We call it this my first VM key. You can change it even this one. Then you go to the disk. Here I don't think so. You don't need to change anything. You can go directly to the networking. See if the public IP is enabled or not. Yeah, it is there. So by default, there will be one public IP will be created, and the inbound ports which where it is allowed is SSH only. You can have this HTTPS, HTTP port if you want to do any kind of web server calling on anything. You are configuring Apache Nginx. In that case, you can do it. Now let's hit on this review and create. It will take some time. So first it will validate whether it is feasible enough to create for these kind of attributes or configuration this particular VM. Okay, so validation is passed. Now you click on this button called create. Download private key and create resources. Now it's starting creating a virtual machine. It's downloaded. Submitting the deployment template for resource group which we created BMRG. It's in progress. Okay, see what are the orders on which different resources are creating here. Let's see those orders. Okay, so this virtual network is created. This public IP is very important. This PM itself is created. There are other things. Will take 1 to 2 minutes. So you see the deployment is now completed. We can go to the resource. So this resource name can you can already search. You can also search into the search box as well. For example, Akshat URI one I created, right? I can search it and I can get this. This is a storage account type of resource, right? So okay. So now let's have some container and let's put some file over there. We'll create one container. Let's name it new container. Let's name it test. Let's click on the create button. Okay. So it's creating the container name test. We'll put some file, some HTML file, for example, let's call it index.html and put some dummy data. Let's upload it. Browse for files. Do I have it or not? See. Okay, let me create one file called index.html. Okay, so we will browse some file. I have one index.html file. I'll upload it. Upload. Okay, we have set this particular file where simply I put some content on. This is my index file. Some header content is there. Okay, we'll try to access this particular file from this test container and see whether we can able to access or not. So we already created this virtual machine. We'll go back and see there is a thing called identity. In under security tab, you will get this field called identity. You just enable this one so that it can look up for other resources someone wants to allow the access. So I just enable the identity here. So yeah, this can be achieved through managed identity. This thing called managed identity. Okay. So this enable system assigned managed identity. Now let's do one thing. Let's go back to this container, and here just go into the IAM field, access control IAM. Click on this add role assignment. Okay. Okay, so we'll allow this container owner access. So we'll search storage owner probably. There are different type of access are available. You can select it. So this is the one I want to assign Azure Container Storage and owner. Click on the next button. Click on this managed identity. Select member. Here under managed identity, you select that VM. So click on this virtual machine, and this is the my first VM be created as you remember, right? We select this one. We'll click on this review plus assign. Now adding the role assignment for to the first my first VM. Yeah, it's done. So what we are going to do next, we are going to log in through this particular VM. Okay, so we already have this PEM file. We'll do the SSH on that. Okay, so we already created a virtual machine. Let's create Azure storage account. So we'll type is storage accounts. We'll create one. Click on this plus create button and make sure that you select the same reason you selected for earlier VM. Otherwise, you have to perform bnet pairing. So you remember we selected US East. Oh yeah, East US, and then the resource group we had this BMRG. This storage account name will make it a unique name. So always make it a unique name. It's a unique name. Then this geo redundant storage, nothing but to replicate the same storage account into multiple into different region. So what I mean by that, for example, you have one region called East US, one is West US. In East US, you have multiple that region have can will be having multiple availability zone, as we know, right? For example, you configured for a storage account for this East US, and there are some copy. There is one copy or the storage location inside the Azure availability zone. You will be having one, right? The same copy is going to transfer onto the in the same region bnet. For what I mean by that, so if it is a East US, this is a West US, both are paired regions. So same copy will be having location into the West US as well. That's the benefit of having this thing called GRS, Geo Redundant Storage. Click on the next button. Probably will not do anything here, so we'll click on the review plus create. Validation is in progress. Click on this create button. You see, we are trying to access, but it's saying that the request is not authorized to perform this operation using this permission. So probably we did some mistake on during allowing blob storage owner access. We'll go back and review in the Azure storage account what we did, what mistake we committed. So I'm going back. Yeah. Uh, yes, here we go on the storage account, go to the OAD role assignment. I guess we gave some different access which is not required. In that case, let's search for the blob storage. Uh, this storage blob data owner is the one, I guess. Click on the next. Click on the manage identity. Select virtual machine. Select review and assign. adding role assignment. Yeah, that might be reason. Let's see whether what kind of access is not there in the identity of the virtual machine. Click on this Azure role assignments and see, yeah, this blob data owner is also there. This was the container storage owner. I guess inside that file, the blob file, we cannot access using this access previously we had. So we now change it and let's see whether it's actually impacting the access or not. We'll go back to the terminal again. Okay, let's execute that, getting the access token first. This will help us. Let's re-log in into the machine first. Control D, because it's the new changes we did. Control D, sorry. We'll re-log in. Okay, here, see this part. Then we'll get the access token. See if access token is there or not. Access token is there. Try to access the file. Yeah, now we see the file. This was a content I put. This is my indexes file. So this file is now accessible. Thanks for the watching the video, and we'll see the next video where we'll